And this is particularly important. As you know, something that Ennis started in her year of presidency, started to begin to prepare for our Centennial, which, as you know, is next year, now that we're in 2014, it's next year. And so the committee has been established, and your President-elect, John Shaffer, has been spearheading that. He's got some very exciting news to share in the direction that we're headed. So with that, I want to turn it over to John.
All right, David. And War Eagle, congrats to all the FSU people. Yep, 100th anniversary, and it's hard to believe. Hansel was just telling me today how the chicken was good that day. And but seriously, think about 100 years of this club. We've got a lot of members, so a lot of members have come and gone, and they're, can you imagine the countless number of hours of service projects that were done? But also think about all the other clubs that were formed from our clubs, and then those clubs formed other clubs. All the Interact clubs that have all been around those 100 years, the Rotaract. It's just amazing the number of hours that have been poured into this community. But also think about the intangible things like just the friendships that have been garnered, the ethics that have been out there because of the folks that came here and pledged every week. Maybe some great business decisions were made. So how do you celebrate 100 years? So Ennis and Ray Jones and a couple other people, Dave, have been talking about it for a couple of years. Ennis went to Tulsa to see their 100th year. She sent me to Austin to see their 100th year, and we thought, you know what, they did a great job, but we're gonna step it up. We want to do something that really is a gift to Pensacola. It really celebrates what we do, and it makes a really strong announcement that we are a Rotary town. So, some of the ideas we kicked around, we formed a steering committee, and those were David Stafford, Ray Jones, Ennis, Margaret, Staub, Alan Bookman, myself, and then we recently added John Tyson and Al Kobe for their expertise. And here's what we got. Can you see it? I hope you can see it. We're thinking about putting in a park, a handicap accessible playground park in the Rotary, inside the Maritime Park. So there's an arrow pointing to where it is going to be, right there, very in the heart of the Maritime Park. Let's see if I've got. There's the playground that we're looking at. Now more on that later, but if you can't see it, it's a maritime themed, handicap accessible park. We know we need lots of shading. It's down there by the water. But what you can't see there, we're going to show pictures in a minute, is we're also going to put a rotary clock tower. A nice tower, kind of like the Aragon has, or the Marine Park. We've got some ideas for that. This is the plan that we're looking at. Again, central to the Maritime Park, the playground being the main area, but the red arrow is pointing where this clock rotary tower will be. Some ideas John Tyson and one of his architects came up with to try to match the architecture of the Maritime Park. Ray Jones actually brought up the vendor and did a walk of the site to see, what could we do as far as this rotary clock tower. Some ideas we brought back from Tulsa is they have this statue. We're not sure we're going to do it, but there's room for that. Should the fundraising go well, just celebrating the effort that we've made with polio. Some additional ideas is, of course, a commemorative lapel pin, replacing our rotary pins with celebrating the 100th year. Maybe a celebration dinner. Maybe just some ideas right now. We're just fleshing out with maybe the symphony involved. Both clubs said that it was a big membership boost celebrating 100 years, so we will have a parallel membership drive effort that goes along with that. It's, of course, a PR effort. And we're going to invite other clubs to participate in the fundraising, maybe on getting some benches bought or maybe adding to the tower. The budget is very scalable. Okay, we're a well-endowed club, and we found a very large grant that the state has already looked at and said, yep, our park satisfies the grant requirements, so we're in the process of working with the city on that. But we still have a big fundraising effort. But depending on the success of that, we can scale this. We can have a very small playground and a very small tower. We can prolong the project, maybe put the tower in later. So it's a very doable, very scalable project. And the final slide here is just what are the next steps. We will be presenting to the CMPA board this month We've had them in the loop. We've had the city in from day one in the loop. We've walked the site with them multiple times. Of course, we talked about the grant. We've already formed a pretty large committee, but we haven't given them direction yet because we wanted to make sure this is something we wanted to do. We will soon divide those mini tasks up and have a bunch of subcommittees, and I'm hoping everybody in this room will want to be involved. And of course, the target date is around our Centennial, which is next spring in 2015. Did I miss anything? Okay. All right, so there you have it.
Thanks, John. Again, we wanted to make sure this is something, obviously, when we look at something on the scale that we're talking about, particularly dealing with all the different entities, that we began to talk about it as a steering committee, then went to the board, and now we thought we were in a position, now we wanted to present something to the club, to share our ideas about where we're going. It's really exciting. Everybody that we've spoken to this about this has been very excited about the prospects. And so you'll be hearing, like I said, a lot more about this now that we're in the 2014. Obviously, when you look at between now and spring of 15, that's not a lot of time. It seems like a lot of time, but it really is not. And again, I want to thank John, who's already put many hours volunteer work, as well as the rest of the steering committee. So to the extent that you would like to become more involved in this project at this point, please let one of the steering committee members know, because we can use all the help we can get. But again, stand by for a lot more information about this. We're very excited about it, and we think it's going to make a great contribution to our city, and also a good acknowledgement of the role that Rotary's played and will continue to play for 100 years and beyond.